Back here on the program, Jones and Company, and today we are talking about the amendments, proposed amendments to the Constitution of the Bahamas. And our guest on the program today, Theresa Moxey-Ingraham, the co-chair of the Educational Committee for the referendum. Bill number 1 seeks to achieve gender equality in a very important respect. It seeks to give a child born outside the Bahamas to a Bahamian-born mother and a non-Bahamian father the same automatic right to Bahamian citizenship that the Constitution already gives to a child born outside of the Bahamas to a Bahamian-born father and a non-Bahamian mother. There's no qualm about that, right?
No.
Everybody agrees.
That one has met with full approval.
Full approval.
Yeah.
That a child born outside of the Bahamas to a Bahamian mother and a foreign father, that child
should be a Bahamian. Yes.
No problem.
No problem at all. Which then makes Bahamian women, puts them on equal footing with men.
Right.
So that there's no problem with that.
Suppose she ain't married.
If she isn't married, the children take her citizenship anyway. When there is no marriage, children take the citizenship of the mother. In most jurisdictions.
Even if the child born outside the country, outside the Bahamas?
Yeah, in most jurisdictions, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there have been many marriages of convenience. The Constitution, Mrs. Moxey-Ingraham, cannot deal with these marriages of convenience, right? You have to deal with that as a matter of policy.
As a matter of policy, yes.
And not
Yeah.
constitutionally.
Not. Well, constitutionally, there is allowance that if it is found that the marriage was not a sound marriage that way.
But you can't put that in the Constitution.
Was not a marriage of convenience then and there are challenges to it.
You can't put that in the Constitution.
That is always that is always the difficulty. But
you can prove that.
Yeah. But it's always a difficulty. But see, it happens, the proof or not comes when there is a challenge to the marriage. So, somebody goes to the court and says, Theresa is married to whomever it is. That's not a real marriage. I have all sorts of proof that they don't live together. They never intended to live together.
But you are saying then that citizenship in this particular instance can be revoked?
Yes, yeah. Because it was obtained on false grounds.
So is there a provision in the Constitution? There's no provision in the current Constitution for the revocation of citizenship.
There is provision.
There's provision for revocation of permanent residency.
There is provision in the Nationality Act.
In the Nationality Act.
No, the Governor General and it comes on the recommendation from the Cabinet, can revoke a citizenship. I don't know if in my memory of any instances, but yes.
I don't know if in the Constitution of the Bahamas, whether or not there is a provision to revoke citizenship.
I'm cloudy on that at the moment, but I know we have within our legislative framework the ability to do so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bill number 2 seeks to achieve gender equality in another respect. Under the Constitution, it seeks to enable a Bahamian woman who marries a foreign man to secure for him the same access to Bahamian citizenship that a Bahamian man has already enjoyed under the Constitution.
Yes.
There are some women who have a difficulty with that.
And some men who have a difficulty with that.
And remember, this particular thing was rejected by the Bahamian people in a previous referendum.
Yes, yeah. There are some people who have a difficulty with that, men and women, and for all sorts of reasons. Many of them will tell you, well, my sister or my cousin.
It personalizes.
So you get that. That's a very real fear. again, our job is to allay those fears. Our job is to seek to make people understand the necessity of equality. Our job is also to make people understand you cannot build a country on a legislative framework that appeals to our lowest nature. There will always be the possibility that I make a bad decision, make a bad marriage, or you as a male. There's always that possibility. That doesn't mean, though, that I ought not have the ability for my spouse to be able to apply. And that's also one of the concerns, because people are saying it means then that when you marry, you know, overnight, automatically, that spouse becomes a citizen. That's not the case in neither male nor female today.
Right.
That's not the case. Yeah. There's a process, and a number of years have to go by.
Let me ask a fundamental question here. It seems as if all these bills are tied to the state of matrimony. Right?
Most of them, yeah.
Right.
The one on children, not necessarily so, yeah.
Are we a country dealing with religious freedom?
Yes, so we say.
Suppose I'm a Muslim.
You live within our laws.
Yeah, religious freedom. I'm a Muslim.
No,
and my religion says I can have 5 wives.
I don't know if we've ever had that challenge. Huh? I don't know if we've ever had that challenge.
That's why I asked the question, is we in a country of religious freedom? My religion says I can have 5 wives.
Our law says that you ought to have 1 at a time.
No, that's a Christian thing. Mm-hmm. That's a Christian thing that was imposed on us by the English, right? But there's some people here who are devout Muslims.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know of any requests for multiple marriages, even within the Muslim community, and I don't know of any challenges to any.
But would we recognize all the wives of a Muslim if he brings all of his wives to your country?
I suspect, as long as he doesn't apply to marry another one, and as long as there are no other challenges, I suppose he could live in peace with us.
And all of them would be respected in the Bahamas legally as his wives.
No, I'm going to bring the lawyer in for you next week.
Okay, all right.
I guess I'll throw that in.
Yeah, okay.
The cloudy the water.
Okay. Yeah. Don't muddy the water any further. the water is muddied already. These bills before the Parliament and this referendum, is this a political issue, Mrs. Moxey-Ingraham? Shouldn't it be an issue that is really devoid of politics?
Yes.
Because the Constitution is really a sacred document.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shouldn't it be devoid of politics?
That's what we're trying. That's what we want. Yeah. Because when we proved it already. When you go down the political lines, you get nothing done.
Yeah.
On these matters. The whole idea was, several weeks ago when the bills were presented, both leaders said, we pledge unity. We pledge, we're going down this road. We will leave our politics by the wayside and pick them up another day. We are going to encourage all Bahamians to support this. That is the ideal. That is still what we, are hoping to, and it's fragile every so often, but we're hoping we could shore it up and keep going.
And so when the leader of the opposition said that certain things can be done by simple legislation,
it was a little troubling.
It was troubling?
Yeah.
Is it true or not?
That they can be done by
simple legislation?
No, they have to be done by change of constitution.
So he was mistaken?
I think he I'm trying to find another word for it.
You want to be nice?
Misspoke.
Yeah, I think he misspoke.
Okay, he misspoke.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we cannot do these by simple legislation.
No, not according to, because it would have been done a long time ago.
Yes.
We have had successive governments with enough of a majority do it.
Yes.
If it could have been done.
Good.
Yeah.
And you need 2/3 of the House of Assembly.
And 2/3 of the Senate.
And 2/3 of the Senate in order to get the referendum to the people.
Yes.
All right.
And once to the people, simple majority.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A simple majority.
From the electorate. Yeah.
From the electorate.
Yeah.
All right. Are you optimistic that these bills will be passed by 3/3 of the Parliament?
Of the Parliament, yeah. I am.
Mr. Moxey, a lady, and I reminded him, A lady called his show and told him, he said, Mr. Jones, we don't do well in referendum in this country, you know.
Well, but we only have
Right?
two. Yeah.
No, they said, the lady said, we don't do, they say, our people are used to voting either yellow or
Ready.
red or green, right?
Yeah.
When you start putting questions and no face, you got a problem.
But
Because
that,
everybody I talked to
yeah.
in the last one didn't understand what the question
Yeah,
was about.
yeah.
And all I read was that
Yeah.
either you want the industry regulated or not.
yeah.
I don't know how simple it could have
Yeah.
been.
But
and
we-
people said the question was
That is true, yeah.
complicated.
We-
And you got, this is
But
even
again,
more
but
complicated.
that was two times we went to the people to ask a question and we colored it with politics. Hopefully, this time we are going to them in the national flag.
Yeah, but you got to read and you got to understand.
Yeah, but that's why it's so good. And thank you very much for this opportunity to be here, because we're pleased, and I want the world to understand we're there to continue this public thing. We want to explain and explain and explain. First of all, it's not political, and second, here is what it means.
Mrs. Ingram, as much as we love our country, when you look at the alterations that you wish to make to the Constitution, you have to conclude that there was a botched job in the first instance.
I like to think that they were men of their time, because they were men of their time. I like to think that. I want to be very kind.
You mean the original Constitution?
I want to be very kind to the framers of our Constitution. And they were working out of their own socializing context.
Yeah, because there's a particular instance in the present Constitution where a Bahamian father cannot pass on his citizenship to a child born to a foreign woman. So,
Yeah.
What is that?
The whole, and I'm going to be a bit mischievous here, the whole concept that a child born out of wedlock has no father. Anyhow. Because remember now, that's a very old legal concept. This child ain't got no pa, so if he ain't get no pa, he can't get no, he got to get a citizenship from your ma. Aye, daddy.
No, that's...
But again, that was the time we were living in. Nowadays, we understand all children need two parents. I mean, even if their two parents are not present in their lives, all children come from two parents.
my own man.
And the father has to hold some responsibility for this child.
So this third bill now is seeking to remediate this portion of the Constitution that discriminated against Bahamian men.
Absolutely.
So there was discrimination
Yes.
in the Constitution.
Absolutely.
Even though the original document said that you shouldn't discriminate.
Absolutely. Well, the time has come, long past, when we
So
should have cleared that up.
you are correcting a discrimination.
Yes. Across the board.
But you see, my father told me.
Yeah.
My father's a Bain Town man, right? And he said his father told him, and the tradition in Bain Town was a man's children were his children,
Yes.
right? All right?
That's an old African
A
tradition.
man's children were his children.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That doesn't mean anything.
no, but it means something to him. It means something to, and,
Yeah, but
and
that
it means
doesn't
something to
mean
me.
in our
So-
Constitution didn't mean that the child was Bahamian.
No, but
You could
I'm
be a
saying,
child, but it wasn't a Bahamian.
no, but I'm saying that, right?
That you
That's
owned
something-
your children.
That's something on paper, right?
Yeah.
But the culture doesn't reflect that.
No. But again, the
That's
Constitution
my argument.
was written out of a particular socialization context, was also written out of a particular colonial patrimonial context.
That's
Yeah.
that's colonialism. That's yeah.
See, when you had land and titles to protect,
Yeah.
you couldn't acknowledge them other children. They weren't your children.
Could it be said that the framers just went overboard to jealously guard citizenship in the
I
Bahamas?
think that there was a little of that. Something new, we'd not had it. We're still at the stage of jealousy about our things, and that's great, I think. But it makes you sometimes very isolationist. But yes, very jealously regard these things today. Still, I don't want nobody else having this. It's mine.
But you can't build
No, you
a
can't.
country
No, you can't.
like that.
No,
eh?
you can't. That's why we have now come to say again, come on, we got to open this door a little bit. Come on, we got to move forward.
And there are a whole lot of Bahamians who resist that even today.
Yeah, but they, you know.
Despite your best efforts,
Yeah.
you still have a whole lot of people who
Yeah,
resist
yeah,
that.
we-
because they themselves wish to guard citizenship very jealously.
Oh,
and
yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they say to us, this isn't something to be taken lightly. This isn't something to be granted lightly. You need to consider this, and you need to think about this. And people who come to you to apply, you need to let them wait. We've heard some people say 10 years. It was a particular meeting I went in. One lady said, let those spouses wait for 25 years before you know. And so, yeah, we still get that.
You know, one of the fundamental rules of sovereignty is the process of naturalization, you know.
Yes. I agree.
That's one of the rules. Everybody can't be, you can have a country comprised of only people who are born here.
No, you can't.
You have must naturalize others to make
Yeah.
up your citizenry.
But it takes an awareness. It takes some growth and some awareness and some facing of truth to first of all appreciate that you cannot build a nation of only internals.
Yeah.
And that I don't know if we're there yet.
It's about maturity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
The political maturity of a people.
Yeah.
And isn't it so that we are as politically immature as we are? Because everything is about partisanship. It's about politics.
Yeah.
Everything is politicized.
Yeah.
And if you were to politicize this based on who is in office,
Yeah.
you would never
Progress.
nor would you be able to make amendments to your constitution.
Not really, because the role of there's government and then there's opposition, and I'm not necessarily casting any aspersions anywhere. But the whole purpose of opposition is to upset and defeat the other fellas. And if you are not careful and not cognizant of the need for unity on issues of national development, then your whole purpose can be, let me upset them fellas so I could win. You know, I think we're trying to steer down a narrow road on this one, because the nation needs everybody together.
What about the element of the church? No. You see, because this thing about same-sex issue is coming from certain religious coalitions. We gotta admit that.
Yeah, but there's nothing in the
but this whole
changes
thing
that
about
you
sex-
wish to make. Nothing has to do with same sex.
No, not any.
Nothing has to do with same
Not
sex.
any. No.
This whole process is being convoluted by the argument of same-sex marriage.
It's been convoluted by
But
that.
there's nothing in these bills
Not at all.
that deals with same-sex marriage.
Not at all. Not at all. No, not at all. And there was nothing in these in the effort the last time around that it never entered the discussion. Never entered the discussion. When the commission reported, they in fact said that in none of their public sessions did the issue come up, even from among the LGBT community.
Yeah.
The issue of same-sex marriage never came up.
Right.
We are puzzled as to how it got there today.
And that is the controversy. That has
Yes,
caused
yes.
the controversy.
Yes, it
That
has.
is the,
Yes, it has.
the pivotal point of the controversy.
Yes, and in fact, parliamentarians, a couple of them said, for them, that is the sticking point.
Exactly.
They
Yes.
want to be clear
Right.
that this is not happening.
Right,
It
right.
can't happen. You're going to not let it happen for generations to come. Find a way to put it in the Constitution where no matter what in the world, it can't happen. And it's totally causing us some difficulty.
So parliamentarians themselves put the cat among the pigeons.
Well, the cat was there already. I think the cat was there. Parliamentarians decided, well, if that's where the cat is, I think I better speak to that, so them pigeons could know I on their side.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be responsible as a parliamentarian.
I agree.
And if these amendments have nothing to do with same-sex marriage, why are you debating it?
I agree. Mind you, what's really been heartening, because still, let us not let a couple parliamentarians cause us to, think badly of the majority of them. The majority of them that I've seen speak have all been quite supportive, quite the majority of them.
But
they
tell me
don't
something.
support it.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Good. No, good. Godfrey, hold your question. I have to take a break. This is Jones and Company. This is our final break. We'll come right back.